up, everybody? It's John from JohnnyOctave.com, and I've got two cool, hip little chords I'm going to show you guys today, and they happen to belong to the tune Spooky by the Atlanta Rhythm Section. So it's always more fun to learn chords and then learn how they go in a song or learn how to play them in real music. So the first chord that I'm going to show you guys is an E minor 7 chord. Okay. Pretty typical, straightforward root 5 shape. And then I'm going to show you guys possibly a less familiar shape. It's called A13. Okay, so I'm going to get up close and show you guys how to fret these chords, how to finger these chords, and then we'll break a rhythm down. Let's check it out. Alright, you guys, so the first chord I'm going to show you is an E minor 7 shape, okay? An E minor 7 chord. Now, this is going to look really super familiar if you guys are used to playing bar chords already. Really what this is it's like a root 5 minor shape, a root 5 minor bar chord. Okay? For those of you that know that, it's going to be the quick way. Just lift your pinky up, keep the bar happening over here with your first finger. You got an E minor 7 chord. Okay? But for those of you that don't know this, let's just walk through the whole thing, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to play your index finger on the 7th fret, 5th string. It's going to be that note. Then you're going to put your 3rd finger on the D string, 9th fret. So you have those two notes. Okay. The next note you're going to play is barred with your index finger. So your index finger should now be playing over the 7th fret, getting this third string 7th fret note. Sounds like that. So now your first finger is playing the 7th fret A string and the 7th fret G string, okay? Just like that, okay? And then what's going to happen is you're going to play your 2nd finger on the B string, 8th fret. Okay? And then one more note with your index finger. It's the high E string at the 7th fret. So now you've got the A string, the G string, and the high E string all with your first finger, okay? And that's that guy. It's E minor 7. And what I do is I block even though it would sound okay if you put low E in here, right? Into this chord because it's an E minor 7 chord. If you're anywhere else, it would, not anywhere, but even just a whole step down, it would sound horrible. But what you want to do is you want to block this bottom string here with the tip of your first finger. So all you hear is this. Okay? So you can actually get a nice big strum on that without hearing the bottom string. So let me show you now the next chord here, A13. So what you're going to do is you're going to play your index finger on the low E string, 5th fret. Okay, it's that note. The next note you're going to play is your 2nd finger on the D string, 5th fret. Okay. Your 3rd finger, I'll show you what to do with the A string in a second because you notice we skipped right over that guy. Okay. Your 3rd finger is going to go on the G string, 6th fret. It's that note. Those. And then your pinky is going to come over here to the 7th fret, B string. Okay. Now we don't have a note on the high E string or the A string, okay? Now what you want to do there is you want to block the A string out with the skin on your first finger right underneath there. So just kind of graze the string so that you don't really hear it. It blocks it out. You're going to do the same thing with your pinky here on the high E string. So you shouldn't be hearing that note either. So when you strum it, that gets lost and that click gets lost too right there. So here are the notes that you're fretting, okay? Same idea as when we're on E minor 7 and you blocked out the low E with the tip of your first finger. Same idea. You're just blocking the string out with a different portion of your finger, okay? So that's A13. Totally cool hip sounding chord. Now for those of you that are ready for a strum pattern, let's check that out. Alright you guys, let me show you how you're going to want to play a rhythm for this tune and these chords, okay? So the very first attack that you're going to have on this chord, E minor 7, the first chord in the progression, is on beat 2. So if you're counting through the measure, 4 beats, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and this first chord is not going to be played until beat 2. So it's going to sound like this: 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay? And then the next 2 beats on the chord are 3 and. Now you're probably used to hitting and beats, or typically like the weak beat on an upstroke. We're doing all downstrokes here. So it's 1, 2, 3 and. So these last 2 here with 3 and, beats 3 and, 3 and. So 1, 2, 3 and. Okay? Now you probably notice that the chord, I'm jabbing the chord here, so the chord stops quickly like that. Okay? What I'm doing is when I hit the chord, I release the pressure from my left hand just enough to stop the chord from ringing, and that's what you want, okay? So there's a real quick, short punch on the chord, just like that, okay? So just release the chord just a little bit. If you release it too much, you just lift your fingers all the way off, then you're going to hear notes. You're going to hear the open strings. You don't want that. Okay, just a little bit, just enough to get it to stop, okay? So again, the rhythm here is 1, 2, 3, and. Okay, and then we've got to let beats 4, or 4 and, beat 4 pass. So it's going to sound like this: 1, 2, 3, and 4 and. 1, 2, 3, and 4 and. 1, 2, 3, and 4 and. Okay? So for the A13 chord, what we're going to do is, it gets a little bit tricky because you have to stop on strong beats, beats that you might normally feel that you might want to play on. There's going to be silence for the beat, and that's going to be beat 2, but we'll get there in a second, okay? So the first portion of this, you're going to hit 1 and, but remember, there's still all downstrokes. It's going to sound like this: 1 and, okay? With 2 little jabs on each chord hit. So it's 1 and, just like that, okay? Now, like I said, beat 2, you're not going to play on that half of beat 2. So 1 and 2. So you're going to count silence right there. So literally what your hand should be doing is just lifting the pressure so that the chord stops. 1 and 2. So you actually want to practice it like that. The counting the silence. 1 and 2. Okay? The next thing you're going to do on the and of 2 is you're going to come in with a hit. Okay? So it's going to, together, if I kind of link that together, it's going to sound like this: 1 and 2 and. Again, that's 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. And then that gets you back into E minor 7. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So it's a little tricky, not too bad, but fun nonetheless. If you're just used to just strumming stuff, down, up, down, up, down, up, this is really going to be something new for you guys. And on top of the E minor 7 and A13, who knows? This could just be a door wide open to a new world of chords and rhythm. New world of chords and rhythm. Chords and rhythm. But let me play this from the top for you guys. I'll play kind of slow so that you can hear exactly where all these hits are happening, and then you guys can go have fun with it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Alright, you guys, have fun with that. Hopefully it was something new for your fingers and, for the rhythm part of your playing. You guys have a really good time with that, and I'll see you next time.